front of Jeff Burton there. He restarted in the 7th position. He's worked himself up in the 5th position right now, and he's had a pretty good car. They've been working on it throughout the night, getting it better.
31 is Burton. Behind him, the 70 is Sauter. The 9 is Casey Kane. 15 car is Paul Menard. He is 2 laps down. He's on the inside there.
Looks like Tony Stewart's starting to catch Johnson just a little bit right now. That last time by Stewart was about a 1/10 of a second faster than Jimmy.
Check out our sprint speed lap. Last lap, and you'll see that Tony Stewart was indeed quicker than the leader.
Johnson's got the advantage of having a clear racetrack in front of him. It's going to be a little tougher now for Stewart, not having that clean track in front of him like he had earlier.
Well, right now with these car tomorrows, they just don't have near the downforce as last year's car. So when you get behind a car, you lose a lot more, and they just don't handle near as good.
Got Gordon sneaking back in the picture here too.
Laps winding down. What about the communications? What are they thinking about in these cars and on pit road? Let's listen in to the Jimmy Johnson radio.
I got going there. I was good up on the top through the center and free off. If I can run the same pace I was running right there, nothing, bud. Maybe try to give me just a tick more forward bite if you can. We're pretty awesome on new tires, but it would just start getting tight and not roll in the middle. But I mean, that 20s drive-off's not that great either.
Well, you see, like Jeff Gordon, he was really fast. He was a little bit loose off the corner, so he said tighten the car up. Instead of fixing that, it hurt the center of the corner. That really hurt him. On the other hand, Stewart had a different comment.
Yeah, Stewart's saying he needs a little more forward bite, which means his rear tires are slipping a little bit off the corner when he's full throttle. So these cars are all fighting just something a little different, but they're all running just about the same speed.
And the 48 car, Jimmy Johnson, he sounds pretty happy. He's
real happy now. He's out front.
Yeah, whenever you can lead, you're the happiest guy out there, aren't you?
Jimmy Johnson set on the pole tonight, did not lead the first lap. He went sailing into turn 3 when he took the green flag, and he jumped on the brakes, and we were told the splitter was bouncing off the racetrack, so he lost the lead to his teammate, Jeff Gordon, who led the first 36 laps.
Right now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is just pretty consistent, running 4th right now. He's about a 1/10 of a half in speed. That's just a little bit off the leaders. He's definitely not catching them. He's going to need another pit stop to make some more adjustments if he expects to win this race, because the car is just not fast enough right now.
Left side of your screen, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 4th position. On the right side is the 29 car. And, of course, that is Kevin Harvick being shown back in 15th.
We've been talking about all the things that could knock Kevin Harvick out of this thing, but one thing he likes that he's seen so far is all these crashes we've had have knocked a lot of cars out. Probably helping him a lot.
Right now, Kevin Harvick could actually finish 33rd and be locked into the chase. And with 5 cars out, that means if 5 more cars were be involved in an incident or have an issue, Kevin Harvick would be locked in.
You're just going to play it cool. You see him running right behind Clint Boyer, his teammate. Just kind of playing it cool.
And that's what Kevin's got to do right now, is just play it cool. But another problem is those front brake rotors.
Yeah, what's not cool are those front brake rotors. Every time we see those things, they're just glowing super red hot.
And, you know, Kevin can be as calm as he wants right now and just hang out in the top 10, top 15, drive it easy. But if they don't get some heat off those front brakes, they're going to blow a right front tire out, and he can't do anything about that.
Moving inside the 12 car, Brian Newman. These 2 guys inside the car knowing they are trying to make it into the chase for the Nextel Cup. It is the 10-race playoff system that NASCAR invoked 4 years ago.
Kevin Harvick racing a 12 car, Ryan Newman trying to get around him, but again, look at the front brake rotors and look at the 12 car's brake rotors. No heat there, a ton in Kevin's car. Guys, that's going to be an issue if this continues. I'm really concerned for Kevin on that part.
There's 2 different mindsets with these 2 guys. You got Junior out there, he doesn't have anything to lose. He's just going to run as hard as he can. He's just going to say, hey, put it all on the table, leave it all on the racetrack. But Harvick, on the other hand, he's just got to kind of play it cool right here.
Well, he's got to play it cool, Andy, but the problem he's trying to play it cool, and the car's not cooperating with him right now.
11, 2, and 17. Hamlin, Kurt Busch, finish. Matt Kenseth, that's 8th, 9th, and 10th. Right side of your screen, while Kevin Harvick again continuing the battle inside the 12 car. And if you were on the radio with Kevin Harvick and knowing that you really still got, you can lose this thing. I mean, they're still going to have 4 more cars fall out. I mean, how aggressive do you want him to be here in the final 80 laps?
I think you just trust your race car driver. And, you know, Kevin Harvick knows what he's doing. He's pretty smart. I wouldn't be saying a whole lot unless I saw him get into some tight spots, and then I might remind him, hey, we got a lot to lose here.
But one thing Kevin Harvick can't see is his brake rotors. That's where he needs the help from his spotter. He needs the help from his crew chief to say, hey, man, we got a potential problem going on here. Give him a little break, cool those things off.
And Todd Berrier's got a perfect seat to look at these brakes going into turn 1. From their pit stall down there, he can see these things really glowing. You're down on the level of the racetrack, and you can see that temperature in these brakes.
Back up front, they are chasing Jimmy Johnson, who won a week ago. Johnson winning in his home state of California, picking up his 5th win of the season and his 28th career victory. He is the winningest driver in NASCAR Nextel Cup Series this year. So as of now, he would be the leader and get the top seed in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Johnson trying to hold on for his 6th win of the year. Tony Stewart in hot pursuit. Can Jimmy, the reigning champion, do it again?
ESPN's coverage of NASCAR Nextel Cup Series on ABC. Brought to you by GM's OnStar. Get the OnStar treatment, no matter who you are. Valvoline, 100 years under the hood. And Subway Restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
We welcome you back to the Chevy Rock and Roll 400. These aerial shots from high above a sold-out Richmond International Raceway, courtesy of our good friends at Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for over 50 years. Now, we are just 73 laps away from this being the chase lineup. Here, Jimmy Johnson, if he would hold on and get his 6th win of the year, would be the #1 seed in the 2007 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series chase to the championship. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 4th position. He is now 89 points back. He's still got a shot, folks, but he needs to have some help by something happening to Kevin Harvick. And Harvick now sitting solidly in 13th and running right in front of the 1 car of Martin Truex.
Well, the 29 car of Kevin Harvick right now, he's doing what he's got to do. He's just holding on for dear life, not making any mistakes, because if he finishes where he's at right now, he's locked in a chase, no problem whatsoever. Jamie?
Well, I talked to his crew chief, Todd Berrier, earlier today, and he said, you know, we're going to err on the cautious side. We're not going to push where we need to pass if it's going to risk anything. We're not going to push it on pit road and try to fight people and beat them on pit road. And we're definitely not going to flirt with the pit road speed. So they're being cautious, and it's hard for Kevin Harvick because you know he wants to go for the win, but he knows what he needs to do, and he just needs to finish this race to make it in the chase. Mike?
And Matt Kenseth has been radioing in. He may have a bit of a problem, and he discovered it on the restart. Listen in.
Put the best we can have on the restart. They were in over a big piece of brown paper. It looks like it was covering my right front brake duct, so if you can look for that. I do not see anything, Matt. Okay, the brakes are just fading fast. I just want to make sure it's not still on there. I can see it in the reflection of the 11 car coming to the green that it was on there.
And with brakes being so important here at that short track, that may present big problems for the 17 car. They came in tonight with big aspirations. This is a new car, tomorrow car, one that Robbie Reiser thought would be a good true test of how they'll be in the chase. This is the car they plan to bring to New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is next week, and that is race #1 in the NASCAR chase to the Nextel Cup. It is a 10-race playoff schedule. Now, the 4th year that they've had this race to the championship in effect, and what has it done? It has brought so much interest. And last year going to Homestead, you had 5 guys that were going for the championship in one race on the final day of the season.
Well, take a look at David Reagan on the bottom of Matt Kenseth right now. That was a pass right then for the 8th position. And Reagan, he's really recovered. He's had a great car tonight.
He's really impressed me this year. Rookie driver, he's running both series. He's running the Busch Series and the Cup Series. He's been very impressive.
David Reagan leads the Rookie of the Year points, the best Rookie of the Year points in the NASCAR Busch Series. He is second in this series to Juan Pablo Montoya. trying to pick up his second top 10 finish of the year. He began the year with a 5th place finish in the Daytona 500, had an 11th place finish at California. This kid's getting better and better driving the Roush Fenway cars as the season winds down.
When you take a look at the 2 car and the 29 and the 1 car, these guys are all locked in the battle. Now the 1 car, he's just got locked in. He's locked in for the chase for the championship. But it seems like these 2 fellows, the 29 and the 2, can't get away from each other at all. Much like the 8 car and the 2 car did early on. You can tell they're racing each other.
Caution on the racetrack. The 7 car, Robbie Gordon, has had some pretty heavy contact with the wall up in turns 3 and 4. That'll bring out the 11th yellow flag of the night.
This looks very similar to the 10 car of Scott Riggs and the 78 of Joe Nemechek earlier.
And this needs to be a wake-up call to some of the teams really getting the brakes too hot. I mean, you see what's happening here. They're losing right front tires, car after car. I believe we've had 4 cars now tonight have brake-related problems. Another right front blown right into the wall because of hot right front brake rotors.
Goodyear engineers have told our pit reporters during commercial that what's happening, as you said, Rusty, that the brakes are getting so hot it's melting the bead on that right front tire, and obviously that's the result there. You go right into the wall with hard contact.
That bead is the seal of the wheel and the tire.
Leaders on pit road, Dave.
Johnny Sauter's car has gone loose. They're going to increase the air pressure in the left rear tire to try to help him and get him back on and off the pit road and let him do what he does, according to crew chief Booty Parker. Jamie?
And Jeff Gordon said he's tight in the middle. He's not rolling good enough out there, so they're going to make an air pressure adjustment and 4 tires. Let's go to Allen.
Jimmy Johnson lost the lead on a pit stop. He came in first, went out 4th earlier. Then last pit stop, he came in behind the leader and came out ahead. A 4-tire change here. We'll see who comes off the pit lane. It could be big. Johnson's going to hold the lead on that pit stop.
Boy, Jimmy Johnson looking like John Force on that burnout there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. gained a spot. Casey Mears up 12 positions into 7th overall. So great pit work on pit road. And boy, Jimmy Johnson just put it in gear and jammed the throttle like he was going for the quarter mile in top fuel. And I tell you, you think these crews don't want to get their car on and off pit road? Watch the guys here for Jimmy Johnson's Chevrolet. They're going to be so excited to get this pit stop done. Back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Back at Richmond International Raceway, you haven't missed a thing. A little bit of smoke. We tried to get the restart going, but we had smoke billowing from the 49 car of John Andretti, and they reissued the yellow flag. His car has come to rest. The safety crews are there to help get that car picked up and pulled away. Here's what happened just a moment ago.
That thing let loose right at the start-finish line. Probably about 150 miles an hour at that point. And he holds on to a lot of smoke out of the car.
Watch from the Chevy pace car on camera. Just right after the cars were trying to restart, he goes sailing by with smoke billowing out of the back of that dock.
NASCAR told him to get the car down on the bottom of the track, get it out of the way so they don't have a big cleanup on the racetrack. So it's not too bad to clean it up here on the apron. See a bunch of fluid under the car. That would have been all over the track if he hadn't stopped.
Jimmy Johnson is our leader. Of course, Jimmy Johnson won here in the spring. And he would try to sweep both events. And take a look. 7 of 8 drivers to win both Richmond races in the same season have gone on to win the championship. The last guy to do it, back in 1989, our own Rusty Wallace.
You know, when you knew, I remember in 2005 when I got locked into the title here, guys, I went in this race thinking, look, I'm going to run this race just like I would normally run. I'm aware of who's around me, though. I'm aware of what's going on and who I have to race. And I didn't change my driving style much at all. I still drove hard. In fact, when it was all said and done, I moved into second in the points. I passed Jimmy Johnson. And I think that's what I would do if I was these guys. Be aware of what's around you. Stay driving hard.
Still 56 laps to go and still a possibility. Kevin Harvick needs to hang on, and Dale Earnhardt is hoping he'll get a break. Green flag waves at Richmond International Raceway. 50 laps to go, folks, so we're going to stay right here now from right now all the way to the checkered flag and see what's going to happen in this chase. And here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's got nothing to lose, guys, so you might as well go after it right now.
Well, 50 laps to go. He's got to get it on right now. Get the lead out and get it on, because they have a problem. If he can win this thing, we got another guy that's going to make the top 12, and it could be Dale Earnhardt Jr.
You look at Jeff Gordon. He gives him plenty of room in the corner. He knows Dale Earnhardt Jr. is desperate. He needs to get this spot. He needs to try to get up there and get the win, and Gordon doesn't want him to take him out.